I want to ask you a question. When I say the word sexually empowered or being a empowered woman in the bedroom, what do you think of? What are the images that pop up into your mind? I bump into this phenomenon often when I tell people that I'm a sex coach. You'll often imagine that I'm having these wild and crazy experiences with my husband, or maybe not with my husband, that I have a box of goodies, including handcuffs and whips and chains and leather and I don't know. But then they look at me and I look pretty wholesome. And so I think they don't know what to think. So sometimes I do say, hey, I'm a sex coach, but not the image that you're having in your mind. So I want to talk about that today. Not my profession, but what are the images or what are the thoughts we have around being sexually empowered as women? So before I get into that, let me tell you who I am. My name is Janna Denton-Howes, and I am a sex coach for women married to men who don't want or enjoy sex very much. These women are traditionally called having low libido or low sex drive, even though I hate those terms. I just want you to know that you're in the right place if you've been curious about in the past, if that is something that you are experiencing. So here are three things that being sexually empowered do not mean. Like these, it does not mean these things, but I think our culture puts those two together. So, being empowered in the bedroom does not mean that you like all touch, that you're suddenly sprawled out naked on the bed saying, go for it. It's all fine because I'm empowered. It does not mean that. Being empowered in the bedroom does not mean that you like all forms of sexual expression in terms of the language you use when you're together, or role playing, or oral sex, or lingerie, or using toys. None of these things are necessarily bad, but when we connect them with being empowered in the bedroom, it's actually incredibly disempowering. And lastly, it does not mean that you're being empowered in the bedroom does not mean that you are okay with your husband doing anything or saying anything. Unfortunately, I find a lot of women have this construct in their head around what they're supposed to do or say when they're confident, courageous, fierce, wild women. And that really is, I will be absolutely fine with my husband calling me sexy or asking for things or commenting or just this kind of free for all, wild, crazy, naked, leathered up, loving lingerie kind of person. That is not what it means to be empowered in the bedroom. If you were all here and I could actually see you, I would say give me a nod or a thumbs up. If you're watching this, just give me a thumbs up to let me know that you are hearing me, because this cultural message is so strong. It's what leads women to say to me, what's wrong with me that I don't like being called sexy? What's wrong with me that I don't want oral sex? What's wrong with me? And they're equating it to not being courageous, not being empowered, not being a fierce feminist. It's wild to me. Okay, so now that you get that, now that you understand that, now that we're on the same page, here are here's what it really means. Here are three things that you want to look out for, kind of benchmarks, so to speak. It does mean being empowered in the bedroom does mean that you are using your voice, which means that you are saying a firm no when you do not like something. Not if you think you should like it, or if you've seen somebody else like it on TV perhaps. No, it's you are able to say, "No, I don't like that." And I may not like it for the rest of my life. That's being empowered in the bedroom. You can say yes when you do like something, like a long, slow back massage. Yes, that's empowered. Yes, I love to hold your hand when we're laying next to each other in the bedroom. Yes, I like to talk during sex and connect that way emotionally. Yes, I like to have a sheet over me or the curtains drawn or to make sure we're using lube all the time. So you're able to use your voice, and that is around what you're okay with, what you're not okay with, what you're curious about learning about, but don't want to be boxed in and have to do that every single time. That's what it means. It also means being uncompromising with your needs. Uncompromising. You need what you need, period. That's it. There's no negotiation here. I need full acceptance. I need no pressure, and I need to feel safe 100% of the time. That's what it means to be empowered in the bedroom. And lastly, putting your pleasure first. As women, we are taught to be givers. In fact, we're taught so much to be givers that it's killing a lot of us through exhaustion, breast cancer, illness, autoimmune diseases, these stress related afflictions that our bodies are having. Ask any woman how she's feeling right now. You'll probably hear exhausted. I'm exhausted. This is a bit much. Put your pleasure first. When you put your pleasure first in the experience anywhere, let's just talk about the sexual experience, everybody wins. Everybody has a good time. It's just the beauty of it. It's just the way it's made. But you've been told this whole time, don't do that. Put your husband's needs first. So just to recap, if you're curious, this is what it really means to be empowered in the bedroom. Number one, you use your voice. Number two, you are uncompromising with your needs. And number three, you put your pleasure first. And that is not selfish. That serves everybody. So I hope that was a really good reframe for you so that the next time you're thinking about improving your sex life or working on it or watching more of my videos or coming to a free class or joining the Wanting It More program, I don't want you to imagine an end result that I'm going to lead you down the path of someone who loves lingerie or whips and chains or role playing or can lay there naked and have her husband do whatever he wants to her. That is not the path I'm leading you towards. Where I'm leading you towards is actually listening to yourself, trusting, giving yourself permission, coming home to yourself, setting boundaries, using your voice. That's what it means to be a sexually empowered woman. Have a great day. Talk to you later.